All right, this is an attempt at a crash course for selling on Facebook. So now before I go any further, there's just a couple of things that I want to clarify. That way we're all on the same page. The first thing I want to say is I am not talking about Facebook Marketplace. Lately, every time I've done a video about selling on Facebook where I show items I've sold or talking in detail about the money that could be made on Facebook, I see a running theme in the comment section. A lot of people say things like, Facebook Marketplace sucks. I don't like selling on Facebook Marketplace. I get too many messages that say, is this available? I get too many people ghosting me. I don't like Facebook Marketplace. Well, guess what, y'all? I don't either. I don't use Facebook Marketplace. The only thing that I use Facebook Marketplace for is advertising. That's it. So when I say crash course for selling on Facebook, I'm not talking about selling on Facebook Marketplace. I'm not talking about buy, sell, trade pages. I am talking about you as a seller creating your own Facebook business page and using that business page to market to local buyers or national buyers if you're willing to ship, and sell items through posting them on your business page or through going live or doing reels on your Facebook page. So that's the first thing, not Facebook Marketplace. That's not what we're talking about today. Next thing, this is not easy money. It may seem easy and it feels easy sometimes, but it is not a typical way of selling. I would almost, not quite, but almost equate selling on a Facebook page to starting your own website, meaning there's a lot of legwork that you have to do to build it up. If you were to go create your own website, you would have to worry about driving your own traffic as opposed to selling on a platform like Amazon or eBay or Poshmark, Mercari. Those websites already have a customer base there willing to shop. When you start your own website or you start your own business page, you are responsible for your own marketing and you are the one that has to drive traffic to your page in order to get people to shop and buy. For that reason alone, this is not easy. It is not like this overnight success. You're going to start making a whole bunch of money on Facebook, but it is possible. And I do think that if you are determined enough and you have enough ambition and you're sourcing the right merchandise, it can be a very, very lucrative model for making money. So today during this crash course, I'm basically going to take you through my own personal Facebook page. I'm going to show you how I personally list items for sale. I'm going to talk to you about the whole process of how exactly I get items ready to post on the page, how I post on the page, how I log people buying. And then we're also going to talk about options for collecting payment and doing pickups or drop-offs. So I'm going to go over a lot of stuff in this video, and it is a crash course. I am going to try to all put it in one condensed video. So if there's anything in this video that you see that you would like a little bit more detailed information about, please let me know down in the comments below. I don't know what kind of information needs a more in-depth discussion versus just kind of like this crash course model where you just see like start to finish how the whole thing works. If you're watching this video and you're like, whoa, I don't understand how we got from here to there. I need some more explanation. Let me know down in the comments below and I can see if it's something that I can work on making a full-length video just about that. However, something that I am not going to do is go through the process of how exactly to set up a Facebook business page. And the reason for that is it's really not that difficult to do. I know that it sounds a little rude sometimes for, someone to ask a question and then someone's response to simply be, Google it. But it's honestly how I learned how to set up a business Facebook page on Facebook. I literally Googled it. If you go to Google and you type in how to set up a business Facebook page, the very first response is a line by line how exactly you go about doing it. So something as simple as setting up a business Facebook page, that's something you can learn just by simply Googling. So that is not a video that I will be putting out because it is really so simple and the answer is out there at your fingertips already. But something that I do want to discuss is why I feel like a business page is better than a business group. So I do have a business acquaintance that sells on Facebook also, and she has a group as opposed to a business page. And I kind of approached her and I had asked her, because I had seen a lot of you guys asking in the comments, is a group page better or is a a business page better. And I really didn't know the difference. My brain just originally went to a business page because that's what made the most logical sense to me. But I do see that a lot of people do sell on groups as well. So I went to my friend and I asked her, you know, why do you have a group as opposed to a business page? And what she said actually made a lot of sense. She said that she would actually prefer to have a business page over a group because you cannot advertise with a group. Meaning, if you want to get more eyes on your page and you're willing to pay for Facebook ads, there's no way to pay to promote your group. At least none that we could see. I went and I looked at her page. I really didn't see any way to do that. I also don't know if you have access to the Meta Business Suite if you have a group page. Granted, I don't have a group page, so I don't know for sure, but I personally use the Meta Business Suite exclusively for my Facebook page. So if you don't have access to the Meta Business Suite with a Facebook group, that might be a little bit more difficult to run that page for the purposes that we sellers hope to run it. So for those reasons alone, the Meta Business Suite and the ability to pay to advertise your page, I would highly, highly recommend doing a Facebook page as opposed to a Facebook group. Not only that, but it is my experience that if you have a Facebook group, that allows other people to post in that group. And if you are conducting a page where you're trying to sell items and grow a customer base, you don't really want someone else posting items on your page. You want to be the one that's exclusively posting items on your page. And if you have a group that's making it available for other people to post, that kind of defeats the purpose. So for all of those reasons, I would say go with a business page rather than a group. It's also my opinion that when you do create a page, try to niche it down as much as possible. Don't make it too broad because you want to target a certain customer base and you want that customer base to know what to expect from you. So at first glance, my page does seem a little bit broad. I don't just sell one kind of item. I sell all different kinds of items. But where I niche down is I only sell Amazon products and I try to do at least 50% off of the Amazon price. So that's kind of what my personal niche is for my page. I don't niche down in a category. I instead niche down on a discount and a platform. And the beauty with niching down is you can actually have as many pages as you want. For instance, if you're a clothing seller, you could have one page for men's clothing, one page for women's clothing, or one page for women's, one page for kids. Or if you sold a wide variety of things, maybe you sold Pokemon stuff and you sold tools, you could have one page for each of those. But the reason why I suggest doing this is because when you niche down, you can attract a certain customer that is going to your page to buy very specific items versus being way too broad. You have a whole bunch of customers that don't exactly know what to expect you're going to sell. One of the things that I have learned about having customers come to your business page to buy is that you want to make sure that they know what to expect. If they know what to expect, they will come back frequently rather than just show up once or twice, not really understand what's happening, and then you never see them again. Okay, so now I'm going to take you into my computer and I'm going to give you a tour of my page and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty.
All right, y'all want to see what my page looks like? Let's do it. I decided to use this cover photo to give a really super quick outline of what exactly the page is. I just kept it really super simple. I just said auctions made simple, post runs 24 hours, bid or claim in the comments. If you win, pay and pick up in store. And then I have my logo. Super simple, super straightforward. I do not get fancy with this page at all, you guys. I am way, way too busy to get fancy. There is a section for an intro. Again, something I just kept really super simple. I said 24-hour auctions, 72-hour lightning deals, and then I also have my little disclaimer here that any external links are affiliate and commissions are earned. Sometimes I will choose to put an Amazon link in the posts so that people can click on the link and go learn more about the item that's for sale. I do utilize my Amazon affiliate links for that, and I do disclose that they are affiliate links. And it doesn't really seem to make much of a difference. It's not like I'm banking a whole bunch of money using affiliate links, but I figure every little bit helps. So if I ever put an Amazon link in here, it's always an affiliate. So right here at the top of the page, this is where pinned posts are. And what's really nice now is you can actually pin a couple of different posts. You don't have to only pin one. Before, there used to only be one pinned post, but now you can have multiple, and it's just under the what they call the featured section. So the most recent pinned post that I have is just my advertisement for our Black Friday that we just did. This was the first time we ever did something like this, and it worked really, really well. I really enjoyed it. We did a new post every 15 minutes for 15 hours from 6 o'clock to 9 p.m. on Black Friday. Every 15 minutes, we had a new post going live. I did also advertise and boost this post, which was really nice. I did get some extra eyeballs on it. Usually I don't have this many likes on a post, but 70 is a really good number, so I think the boosting worked. So there was that. And then my other pinned post is just another generic outline. So, want to get in on the buying after claiming sold or after an item's auction end, the winner's contacted via messenger, then payment is due at pickup within 5 days. You must pick up at Bullseye Bins with this address. You can pick up during these times. And then I have the disclaimer, if items are not paid for and picked up in the specified window of time, the winning bidder will forfeit the item and be blocked from future bidding. If a scheduling conflict arises and you're unable to pay within 5 days, please contact the page to make arrangements. Happy shopping. And then it's just a graphic that basically says how to pay and your pickup times. So those are my pinned posts. Then the only other, what did I click? The only other thing on this page besides that is the stuff for sale. I do have an address here. That's the store address where they would go pick up. And every other post is stuff that is for sale. So this is the most recent item that's gone live on the page. It's a Mega Halo Infinite Construction playset. And this is just a generic template, and I'll show you how I do all of this here shortly. But this is just a $15 item. I do have the price in here twice because, believe it or not, a lot of the times people will completely miss this first one, so they'll see the second price. I do all of my buy it now items for 72 hours roughly. I do find it's very, very important to have an end time on those items because after a certain amount of time, I have to do something with that item. It can't just sit in limbo forever. So this item has been live for 40 minutes and it looks like it has not sold yet. So this item could sit on my shelf indefinitely if I don't put an end time. So I always give people 3 days to claim because there are a lot of people that do shop on my page, but they're not there every 15 minutes checking in on the page. So they might come 2 days later and see this item and realize that they want it for their kid for Christmas. So I do find that it is important to have an end time. I always have my cutoffs be 7 o'clock at night, 3 days after it's posted. So if this post were to go live at 10 o'clock on Monday morning, I would have it cut off at 7 o'clock at night on Thursday. So that gives 3 full days and then a little more. And then super simple. The only thing on the template that changes is the price and the title, and then I'll change the end date. Everything else stays the same, which makes listing all this stuff super easy peasy because none of these rules change. They are always constant. The rules below, I did add this in. I felt like this first rule was so completely necessary because I was having so many people not just claim the item and commit to buy, but then they would decide, oh, I don't want it. I pass it. I quote, pass it to the next person. And I was getting so fed up with people trying to do that because I was blocking people left and right. I would tell them, if you want to pass, you can pass, but you will be blocked from the page. And it was getting to be really, really annoying. So I decided to add this in as the first rule that people see in the template, where I tell people commenting sold is a contract to buy. If you've claimed an item you do not have the option to pass. If you pass on an item that you've won, you will be blocked from future claiming. Another reason I decided to go ahead and actually put that in writing was because people said that they didn't know that they couldn't pass if they decided that they didn't want it. And so now they can't say that they didn't know because it is the number one rule down here. And then I did, put in here that if there are multiple claims within a post and the winning claim is the first timestamped on our view of the page. This was something else that I found it very important to have in the rules section, especially if you're running auctions, because one of the things that can happen is that Facebook posts do not update instantaneously. So someone might go in a post and claim sold, or they might bid on an item in the post comments and they think that they're the only one claiming, or they're the only one bidding that dollar amount. And someone is, at the same time putting sold or placing a bid. And so they think that they've won the item, and it will happen. People will, argue, I'm the one that won that. I'm the one that claimed it first. So we have to tell people it is the first person on our view of the page, and we will screenshot and send things to them if they want to question it. We always tell people we're not looking to screw people over. We're trying to be as fair as possible. So we use whoever came in and claimed first on our view of the page, and I will show you what that looks like here in just a moment too, so you can kind of see what I mean by the first person. And then there is the section about payments, where I let everybody know after the item ends, the winner is contacted via Facebook Messenger with instructions, and then everything has to be picked up within 5 days. You must pay. If you can't make it within 5 days, you must contact the page to make arrangements. I put this in all capitals. You must contact the page to make arrangements, because I am so tired of hunting people down. It frustrates me. If people are just like no call, no show in 5 days, they will get blocked, because I'm not going to chase people down. I am way, way too busy for that. And then we do have our return policy. We do our best to make sure that everything is in working condition. And so if there is an issue with an item, we do offer them store credit. And then, of course, currently all items must be picked up in store. Shipping is not available. So that's kind of the gist of the template. So now if we scroll through, I want to go find one of my Black Friday posts so you can see what I mean about multiple claims on one item. Let's do... Okay, here's one. So this was a Black Friday special that we did. It was an Amazon Basics single computer monitor for only $5. And if you look here, there are 2 people that commented on it. So they commented on it as soon as this post went available. It was lightning speed. So if you hover over the 1 day, you can see here the timestamp. So Friday at 9 p.m., Friday, November 24th, 9 p.m., Friday, November 24th, 9 p.m. So they both literally commented sold at the exact same time. But he won because he was first on my side. Now, a lot of the times customers don't understand that their comment always shows up first on their side. That's why we always tell people the first one that we see on our view, because it's our view that matters. If you are a customer commenting, your comment is always going to be above the other person if you're commenting at the exact same time, because that's your view. But this is the one that came in first on my view, so that's the one that we take. So Andrew actually won this item. So that is also super, super important if you're doing auctions, because if you have an auction ending, like let's say this wasn't a buy it now, let's say that the auction ended at 9 o'clock, right? So let's say the auction ended at 9 o'clock, his bid came in at 9 o'clock, her bid came in at 9 o'clock. Let's say he bid $5, she bid $5. They both bid the same. They both bid at the exact same time. He would have won that auction because he came in first on my side. So having those kind of guidelines is really super important, because you don't want people arguing. You want to have a definitive who won. That way it's the same every time, and customers know what to expect when something like that happens. So that's what my Facebook page looks like. Again, I will link it down in the video description below so that you can go poke around for yourself. But now I think I want to show you how exactly I get these items posted.
Now, before I start putting things for sale on our Facebook page, one of the things that I find really beneficial is to actually email myself Amazon links. That way I can create the posts wherever I am, and I don't actually need to have the items sitting right in front of me to do that. So what I can do is I can email myself a whole day's worth of posts, and then I can just sit at home with my kids and, do it straight from my computer. I don't have to have a bunch of merchandise in front of me in order to get those scheduled. So let me show you my process for doing that right now. The screen that I am on right now, take a photo to search for products. I did recently just put a video on my channel about how this is my absolute favorite way to find merchandise on Amazon, to be able to, find out all of the details of the items I'm looking at. I will link that video down in the video description below. But what I'm going to do is, so this item right here, this DC House solar vent fan, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snap a photo of it. And I'm going to find myself the Amazon listing so that I can email it to myself. So I'm actually going to add some text to this so I can find the exact listing. DC House, search. And it's this first one right here. Now I do have information in front of me that tells me that it's the 10 watt. So I want to make sure that I have the correct Amazon listing. And then up here, this is the share link. This is how I'm going to email this to myself so that I have it in my email and saved so that I can put it up on Facebook whenever I want to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap that button. Now my share screen is going to look a little bit different than yours because I am a part of the Amazon Associates program. It is an affiliate marketing tool. I do have a fairly old video about that. I'll go ahead and link it though in case you're curious, but I am an Amazon Associates member. That means that I have the potential to earn commissions on Amazon products that are purchased when they use my link. So that's why this page looks a little bit different. If you are not an Amazon Associates member, then this is the screen that would most likely pop up for you. It just gives you, the different social media options to share this link. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to click email. And I am literally emailing it to myself. DC House solar vent fan. And the link is already there. So I'm just going to click send, and that's it. I now have the item in my email.
Okay, since I like to schedule my posts ahead of time, I do use the Meta Business Suite. There is a little bit of a learning curve with this. However, it's really not that difficult. I might do a super quick tutorial in a separate video, but just for purposes of this crash course, I'm just going to go through and show you how I schedule a post. If I was just posting it immediately on the page, it would be the same kind of process. The screen would just look a little bit different. Whenever you create a post just on the regular Facebook page, I would basically do the same thing, except it would look like this if I was posting it in the moment. But because I like to schedule it, you use the Meta Business Suite. I'm pretty sure that every single Facebook page by default has access to the Meta Business Suite. I didn't even realize that I had access to it until I went to schedule a post and it took me there. I was kind of like, oh, what is this thing? I didn't even know I had this. So it was a little bit of a learning curve. It's really not difficult, but if you just want to, post stuff in real time, you could just use the regular Facebook page. But because I like to schedule my posts, I'm going to use the Meta Business Suite. So again, I'll go, over all of this maybe a little bit more in detail in another video, but just for creating, a crash course purpose, I'm going to show you what I do to schedule out a post. So I always have a few different tabs open. I have my Meta Business Suite. I have my email where I have emailed myself Amazon links to the stuff that I want to post on the page. And then I have my template available for copy and pasting. Again, I am not fancy. I just created this template and I emailed it to myself. That's all I did. So I have one email page open with the template. I have one email page open with the items that I have emailed to myself that I want to put on the page. And then I have the Meta Business Suite. Those are the 3 tabs that I am working with. So I have everything scheduled for, let's see, today I'm actually recording this little bit on Sunday. I already have everything scheduled for Monday. So I'm going to go ahead and start on Tuesday. So I'm just going to click in this little box here. And it's asking when I want to schedule it for. I do want to schedule this for 10 o'clock on Tuesday the 28th. So click save. And now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to try to not move too fast, but I also don't want to move like pond water. So this is my buy it now template. I'm just going to go highlight everything. I am on a MacBook right now. So my shortcuts, I always click my shortcuts, which is Command C for copy. And then I'm going to go over here, post details, Command V to paste. So that is my template. Now I'm going to go over here and I'm going to select which item I'm going to post for sale. I open my email and there is my Amazon link. So I'm going to click on the Amazon link and it's going to open up the item. All right, now when I post items to Facebook, I do screen grabs or downloads of the photos that are already available on Amazon. If you want to take your own photos, of course, that's your personal preference. That's perfectly fine. I personally like using the stock photos on Amazon's website because it allows people to actually see what the item is. And it, you know, it's just, especially if it's something that somebody uses for a particular thing, it's always helpful to have the stock photos that were created so that the item, you know, the photo actually tells the story of the item and what it looks like. Like these photos here, I mean, pictures that I would take wouldn't be able to really show the size. It wouldn't really be able to show the texture. So see, like, look at that. How would anybody know how big this rug was if I didn't have a picture of a girl laying on it wearing white? I don't know. But so, okay. So I'm going to take these and I always like to have at least 4 photos, 3, sometimes 4, any more than 4. And people are going to have to click in to scroll. So I either will screenshot or I will just download. For this, I'm probably just going to download it, keep it easy peasy. So we'll just do save image, save. Oh, click on this one, we'll save. Allows someone to kind of see the color scheme, the shapes. And then I am going to do a screen grab showing the price because I want people to know that they're getting a really good deal. So I am on a MacBook. So I know that my screen grab is Shift Command 4. And you see my little cursor has changed. I just click and pull and that does, there we go. So I just, you know, got a screenshot of what I wanted. I know that Windows computers have a similar tool. It's called a snipping tool and it is free. You would just have to learn how exactly to use that, but I have used it before. It is not difficult. You just basically need to learn the shortcuts so that you can move fairly quickly. So now I'm going to come over here. Oh, I do need to copy this title. So I'm just going to highlight and then again, Command copy. That's my shortcut for it. Or if you were on a regular computer, you could just right click and hit copy. I'm going to go over to my page here, hit add photo. All right, got those photos loading. I need to go grab my screenshot. And of course you can drag these around. Here's your preview over here on this side of the screen. And so that's what it's going to look like. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it in that order. Well, I guess just for fun, I'll just drag it. So that's what it looks like if I try to rearrange things. I'm going to come over here. Again, there's only a few things that I change. I do not change much. I'm just going to come over here. In my template, it says item detail, and I'm just going to paste the title from the Amazon page. And I like to shoot for at least 50% off. Now, $93, it's going to end up being, let's see, let's call it 45. So 45 is a little more than half off. However, I kind of know what my customers are willing to spend. I'm not sure if my customers are willing to spend 45 on something like this. I might go ahead and start it at 40. And if nobody wants it for 40, I might, drop the price even more after the 3 days is up. This is getting posted on November 28th, so 3 days away from that is going to be 29th, 30, December 1st. So I'm going to change this, and I just leave my 7 o'clock, and that's all that I am changing here. That's it. That's all I'm doing. So now I'm just going to scroll down here, and I'm going to click schedule, and that is done. I'm going to go ahead and do another one super duper fast. That way you can see it done one more time, and I am just not going to talk. So this is me scheduling normally as I normally would. This is how fast I would do it. This one I'm going to do 11:30. I said no talking, and here I am talking. I'm just not explaining what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. One photo, 2 photos. Let's do this one. What's my 4th one gonna be? I'll do this one. All right, so there's my 4. Oops. Spring form, Pam said, running turntable for beginners and cake lovers. All right, copy, upload. Got those photos uploading. Paste. I'm gonna ask $18 for the set. December 1st. I want to rearrange my photos a little bit. Done. Ready to go. All right. So those are the first 2 items for Tuesday, scheduled and ready to post. Okay, so this is how I notify when people have won, and this is how I log it for our record keeping so that we know who purchased what item, how much money they owe, and so that we can start tracking time for pickups. So again, here is that email where it's all of my templates. So that was my buy it now template. This is actually my auction template. I forgot to show you guys this earlier, but it's the same basic template down here. It's just a little bit different up here for the bidding. And then underneath this is the template that I use to notify people that they've won. So I'm just going to highlight that. I'm going to Command C for copying. So over in the Meta Business Suite, there's this notifications tab over here for inbox. These are the Facebook comments. So these are items that have sold. These are people that have commented sold because they want to buy it. So this is a Parker Lane color changing double wall tumbler set. And it looks like Robin won this. So I'm going to like her post so that she's notified that I have seen that she has won it. And I am going to send her a message. I'm going to paste this in here where it says capital item. I am just going to say color changing tumbler set for $13. and I'm going to send her that. So now I have officially notified her that I have logged her for winning that. And then I have a Google Sheets page, and this is where we track what has sold and who it has sold to. Like here, this was Black Friday. Like I said, we did a lot for Black Friday. These are all of the items that sold, the prices, who bought them, and then over here, this is for my own personal record keeping, whether or not it has been bagged. Bagged basically means it's ready to be picked up. If someone has paid for it ahead of time, we would write paid here, but it is bagged and ready to be picked up. Like she picked up that there. So I'm just going to scroll over to today. So today is Sunday. That's when I'm recording this. Here's the color changing tumbler set, and I'm just going to write her name in there. And so now it's logged. I can go through, bag it up, and get ready for her to pay and pick it up. So here's another one. All right, so this one is a kitchen mat set. It looks like someone claimed it. I just have them claim sold. That's the only thing that they have to say. I do ask that people say the word sold rather than just say something like, I want this, or this is cool. I'm like, saying this is cool doesn't mean that you're claiming it. So I do have people say sold. So she has said sold on it. So I'm going to like her comment, and I'm going to send her a message, paste it in there, and I'm going to say, their anti-fatigue mat set for $22. I'm going to send her that message, and then I'm going to go over to my spreadsheet, and I'm going to put her in there. And so now that's good to go. So they have been notified and they are logged. Something else that I do to let people know that the item is no longer for sale is I do go in and I edit the post. And up here at the top, I just say sold out. That way at the top, people know just by first glance, looking at the description, that it is all sold out. I'm going to go update this one as well. Edit post. Sold out. And so what I'll do is every once in a while, I just kind of refresh my inbox and see what new comments I have. And I go log those people and notify them that I've gotten their claims and they can prepare to come pick up their item.
Okay, now that you've seen how the sausage is made, forgive the expression, that's just the first thing that came to my mind. You've seen how I personally chose to set up my page, how I schedule my posts out, how I prep the items to post, how I notify the winners, how I keep track of who bought what. Now, this is the most important part, getting paid. Because we don't do this for free, right? I know I don't. And unfortunately, this is the part that is 100% up to you. Remember what I said way back at the beginning. This is far from easy. You are basically building your own online selling platform when you have a business page that you sell to customers on. And that means that you have to come up with how exactly you want people to pay, if you want people to pick up, if you want to be able to deliver. You need to come up with what you are comfortable with and what you are willing to accept or not accept. For instance, I have chosen to have a model where I give people a 5-day grace period to come to my storefront, pay, and pick up their item. If I want to give them a little extra time, that's up to me. If they're late, I have to notify them. I have to decide whether or not they're taking too long, if they're going to be blocked, which I highly recommend being quick to block, because a lot of the times what I have noticed with customers is if they drag their feet on paying once, they will drag their feet every single time. And if you are running a page where you want that money lickety split right away, you do not want customers dragging their feet. So that is how I currently run my page. However, I am going to be making some changes because if you've watched my channel for a while now, you'll know that I am planning to close my store soon. And when that happens, I obviously won't have a place for people to walk in, a storefront for people to walk in and pick up their stuff. I'm going to need to rethink all of this. Something that I plan to do is invoicing. So I do already have an account set up with Square that has a wonderful invoicing software. It's something that I am familiar with. And so I will either use that or another system, which there is another system that I am planning to talk about in my next video. So make sure that you are following along with me. You're subscribed, you've got the bell rung, all that jazz, so that when I do post that video, you are notified. And if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Why haven't you subscribed yet? I mean, I'm showing you all the stuff. The least you could do is subscribe. And hit the thumbs up because the YouTube algorithm likes that. I appreciate it. The reason why I really like the idea of sending an invoice versus asking people to send payments with Venmo or PayPal or Cash App, which is definitely an option, and I have actually done that before, is because with invoicing, you can batch the invoices and you can give everybody a set timeline when those invoices are due, and all of the payments come into the same place. They all get deposited into your bank account at the same time. It's just a lot more uniform. So before I started having people pay and pick up in store, I did accept PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App. And how that looked was when I would send them their notifying message that they won the item, I would also include all of the handles for those platforms. And I would just simply direct people to go send payment immediately, which most people did. For instance, I would send a message that says, "Hey, Robin, you won the color changing tumblers for $13. Please submit payment via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal and respond back and let me know which payment method you selected." And then she would, send Cash App and she would reply, "Paid with Cash App." And sure enough, I'd get a notification, boom, paid with Cash App. Now, I really did like that method, and I'll tell you why I switched in just a second. But I really liked that method because it was instantaneous money. Like, it was so fast. We would have, $200 worth of sales. And by the end of the day, $200 would be spread across Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. It was awesome. The reason why we ended up switching to just a pay and pick up within 5 days at the store was because we wanted to allow our customers an incentive to pay with cash. And I also wanted us to have a way to save on so many processing fees. Because even though it's minimal, when you have so many payments getting processed on Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App, it does start to eat into your money a little bit. It's around 3% plus a 30-cent transaction fee across the board for all of these platforms. And in store, we actually have a payment processing software that gives us a bigger deal because we do so much business with all this payment processing. Again, I'm going to talk about that in the next video. Make sure you're watching for it. So when I realized we would be able to add that 3% in fees from those platforms back into our profit margins, that's why we decided to change it. But now that I'm no longer going to have the store coming up here in the future, I am doing other options, because one of the other downsides to doing the Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App is if you are running a whole bunch of auctions or a whole bunch of buy it nows every single day, that's a lot of payments to keep track of. That was one of the downsides to doing that. Also, someone would send a payment. If I didn't log it right away, it would get kind of lost in the ether because there'd be 50 transactions coming in all at once. And then it would take time to go back and see, did they pay? Did they not pay? And if I have different invoicing software, it's a lot easier to see that. There's either a bill paid or a bill unpaid. It's a lot easier for me to just go look at the invoices and check and see whether or not they paid versus combing through 100 transactions on Venmo to make sure that they paid for that item they're trying to pick up. So it's up to you. It's up to how you want to process payments to decide what you want to accept. Do you want to invoice? Do you just want to have people send money via Venmo? Or do you want to be exclusively cash? If you're doing local sales, that is also something to consider. Then you also have to decide how you want to do pickups, drop-offs, delivery. I am personally going to be entertaining delivery. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. So once I know what I'm going to do, I'll be sure to let y'all know. But I'm thinking I'm going to have a delivery option for certain vicinities. I'm going to be outsourcing and doing things in the future anyway. So while I'm out in Wichita sourcing, it would be nothing for me to, drop off orders on people's porches if they've paid a delivery fee ahead of time. So that is definitely something that I plan to experiment with in the future, because I myself am going to have to figure that out. But if you're comfortable with it, you can have people pick up items on your front porch. There's a lot of people that do porch pickups. If you just have set designated days of the week where maybe you're in a gas station parking lot or a Walmart parking lot and you do pickups and exchanges there, if you do deliveries, or if you decide to ship, if you want to take your page nationwide and you want to do shipping, you could always do that. Like I mentioned, my business acquaintance and friend, she has a Facebook page. She ships almost everything. She really doesn't do any local sales on her Facebook page. She does shipping, which means after she does, a live show or sells things via posts, she will invoice people. She will calculate their shipping. They'll pay their invoices and then she'll ship it out. And then she just uses either PayPal or a platform like Pirate Ship to create these shipping labels, which I personally love Pirate Ship for shipping, because if you have big, heavy boxes, the UPS rates are fantastic on Pirate Ship. And what's awesome is once you put in a customer's name and address, the site is so smart, it saves it. So if you have a reoccurring customer, all you have to do is start to type in their name and their address just automatically populates. You don't have to keep track of all of that. So like I said, it can feel like easy money, but it is definitely not easy. You're basically building your own website. You're just using Facebook in order to do this. I am going to create an entirely separate video about growing your Facebook page. I feel like that is something that I can't really condense into a crash course. There are a lot of ways that I used to grow my Facebook page that was completely free. I've also used paid ads, and that has really helped. So I'm going to make an entirely different video just talking about growing your page, because that is also a lot of work. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to be diligent about it. But I'm telling you, if you are diligent about it and you grow a page, it is possible to make really good money. It's like right now we're doing anywhere from 8 to 10 posts a day. Sometimes these posts have multiple items. A lot of the times it's just one single item in a post, but we do have some items that we have like maybe 3, 4, or 5 of, so we could sell multiple with a single post. But right now I'm doing about, I would say 8, maybe 9, sometimes 10 different posts a day. And we're averaging about $1,500 a week in sales. So that's what, 6,000? Let's just call it 5. Let's call it 5,000 a month in revenue. That's nothing to shake a stick at, especially when I don't have any platform fees and I don't have any shipping fees. Just saying. I love selling on a Facebook page. I'm probably biased, but it is my absolute favorite way of selling right now. But all right, you guys, I hope that you found this video useful. I'm hoping it wasn't too terribly long. I started noticing that this crash course, when I started piecing everything together, all of the bits were pretty long. So hopefully I can get it trimmed up and make it a nice bite-size amount of information for you guys. Let me know if there's anything that I just like glossed over way too fast and you're like, wait a minute, how did you get from point A to point B there? Let me know down in the comments below and I'll see if it's a video that I can make a little bit more detailed information on. Again, I'm going to do a whole completely different video talking about growing the page and the things that you can do for that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you found this video useful. Let me know down in the comments below, what information did you find the most useful? Did it give you some food for thought? What are your ideas? Let me know. Like I said, I'm having to revamp everything. I'm always looking for new ideas. Don't forget to check the video description. I will put a lot of useful information in there for you. I will put some playlists. I will put the link to my Facebook page if you want to go poke around and check it out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell, do all that jazz. Make sure to like the video because YouTube loves it when you do that, and I love you for it. And thank you guys again for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.